Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. Today we're going to be flowing through another Vinyasa flow. It's going to be infused with some animal movements. I'm currently doing my animal flow certification, so I'm feeling really inspired. And I've always loved to infuse this type of movement in my practices, but now I feel like I understand them better. So let's make our way on our mat and flow together. It's going to be strong, powerful, but accessible if you want to modify things. All right, let's get started in tabletop. So you can make your way here with the shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. We're just going to start by circling over the wrists and knees in one direction, keeping the toes tucked so that when you circle back, you get a nice little stretch in the toes as well. And then going far enough forward so that you stretch your wrists. And let's switch the directions of the circles. And then very slowly come back through center. Let's turn the fingers so they point towards the knees and start to rock back and forth. Just small little movements here. And then the next one you can either do one hand at a time or both hands together. Let's turn the palms of the hands up. Fingers still point towards the knees. And then let's release, shake it out. Keeping the toes tucked, we lift the knees 2 or 3 centimeters off the mat, and let's hold for 5. 4, keep pushing through the shoulders. 3, keeping the spine long. 2, and 1. Drop the knees, sit back on your heels. Take a deep breath and reach the arms above the head. Exhaling, hands to the heart space. Let's interlace all 10 fingers and push the palms of the hands away from us. And then breathing in, reach the arms up. Exhale, release the hands. Let's bring the backs of the hands together, elbows point down. We're just going to straighten out the arms and then bend the elbows and pull them down. So you should feel the stretch in the backs of the wrists for 5, 4. And this is a great one to do whenever you feel like you've been on your wrists for a long time. If you just want to stretch them out, reset. 2 more. And then we're pretending we have magnetic bracelets around our wrists. And let's circle them out in one direction. And in the other. And then shake it out. Come back to tabletop. Let's make the stance a little bit shorter so the knees are almost under the belly button. Lift your knees 2 or 3 centimeters off the mat. And then let's see if we can lift the right foot, just pointing the toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the right toes. Lift your left foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the left foot. Try to lift your right hand. 5, 4, without leaning to the left. 3, 2, 1. Lower the right hand, lift the left hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your right hand, left foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your left hand, right foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, untuck the toes, sit back on the heels. And let's interlace the hands at the lower back. Open up the heart. And then as you breathe out, let's release the hands. Bring them just behind your knees for Lolasana. Now, I don't know why I always very often eat right before recording, so it makes everything so much harder. So we're going to push into the hands, lift the knees, and if you can, lift your feet for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, interlace the opposite grip of the hands behind your back. Open up the heart. And then second round, hands come just behind the knees. Deep breath in and out to prepare. And lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Didn't work so well on that side. Let's tuck the toes, make your way into a halfway lift back of the mat. Exhale to fold over your legs, grabbing opposite hand to opposite elbow and giving yourself a big swing side to side. And then let's release the hands. Bend the right knee a lot. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. Left leg stays straight. Deep breath in. And then circle left hand down. Switch sides. Bend left knee. Right arm reaches up. Exhale, circle right hand down. Roll up one vertebra at a time. High mountain. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Let's come high on the toes and then lower. High on the toes, lower. One more, high on the toes. Slow motion, hips to heels for 3. Inhale, lift. For 2. Inhale, lift. And 1. Stay down. Let's bring the heels down to the floor. Arms reach forward, and we're going to bring those backs of the hands together. Chin into chest, and then the knees, try to squeeze the shoulders. So we're going to squeeze those shoulders in. We're really rounded. Maximum flexion here through the front body. And then as you breathe in, keeping the arms straight, let's externally rotate the arms, open up the hips, come high on the toes, and lift a little bit off of your heels. Gaze forward. Exhale, round. Knees squeeze the shoulders. Inhale, externally rotate, open up the hips. Exhale, round. 3 more. Backs of the hands together. For 3, should really feel those thighs. If you're doing it right, you should feel the glutes as well. For 2. And 1 more. And let's come back to our ape, our squat. And then halfway lift, inhale. Walk the hands forward, high plank. Exhale, slow motion, lower all the way down to the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oscillating cobra, hands come off the mat to either sides, elbows point up. Inhale, lift the chest, and lower. For 4. Just finding the rhythm of your breath. 3. 2. And 1. Hands come underneath the shoulders, downward facing dog. Make your way back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Right leg rises, inhale. Bend the right knee, open up the hip. Let's circle that right knee. And switch directions. Inhale, 3-legged dog, straighten the right leg. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. And then just drop your right knee. Let's sit down facing the back of the mat. Janu Sirsasana, right foot is on the inner left thigh. Exhale to fold over your left leg for 3. Breathing in, let's lift the chest. Both hands go behind you, back to 3-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, release the right foot. Now we're going to do what's called a wave unload. It's kind of similar to a rolling dog. So let's come high on the toes and then really tuck the chin into the chest. Try to find flexion. So round your spine and move forward at the same time. When you can't move forward anymore, automatically the hips will drop. And then peel the chest open. Head is the last thing to lift. Pull your shoulder blades together. As you breathe out, chin into chest, push the mat away, internally rotate the shoulders, round your upper back, middle back, lower back. Once you arrive in downward facing dog, bring the head back to neutral. Let's do 2 more. 1 vertebra at a time. Peeling the chest open. Trying to really slow it down. Chin into chest. Round, 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 round. Neutralize. Last one. And we make our way back to downward facing dog. Left leg rises. Bend the left knee, open up the hip. Let's circle the left knee in one direction. And in the other. 3-legged dog. Left knee, right elbow. Drop the left knee. Pivot to face the back of the mat. Janu Shirshasana. Inhale. Exhale, fold over right leg for 3. Breathing in, lift the chest. Both hands cartwheel behind you. 3-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's come high on the toes. Bend the knees, loaded beast. So let's separate the knees wide apart. Hips to the heels, little crouch. Knees are hovering off the mat. Now, head stays neutral. Knees stay as close as possible to the ground. Let's push ourselves forward and protract through the shoulders. And then make your way all the way back. 2 more. Push forward, knees hover off the floor. And come all the way back. Last one. And then let's drop both knees. Walk the hands forward, puppy pose. 2 more breaths here. Slowly, let's unravel into a high cobra. Breathing in. Exhale, come all the way down to the mat. Tuck the toes, high plank, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Come high on the toes, breathe in, bend the knees, look forward, step or jump, active squat. Exhale, straighten the legs, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step or jump back, 1 push-up. Or wait in plank. Knees and elbows find the floor. Inhale, pull forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. High on the toes, inhale. Bend the knees, look forward, step or jump, active squat. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step or jump back, 1 push-up. Knees and elbows to the floor, pull through, up dog. Exhale, down dog, breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more, come high on the toes, bend the knees, step or jump, active squat. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart, inhale, reach. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step or jump back, 1 push-up. Knees and elbows to the floor, pull through, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, deep breath in. And out. Right leg rises, inhale, bend the right knee, open up the hip. Let's flip over, wild thing. From here, back to three-legged dog, right leg in the air. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Bend the left knee, open up the hip. Flip open, wild thing. And then slowly back to downward facing dog, lifting the left leg up high first. Exhale, downward facing dog, come into high plank. One vinyasa, maybe a push-up. Knees and elbows to the floor, pull through. Exhale, down dog, breathe in. Come high on the toes. Loaded beast, so bend the knees, separate the feet. And then we're going to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand and kind of cactus the right arm. So step forward, cactus the right arm. And here you can squeeze that right elbow into the rib cage. Now circle the right arm around your right knee and kick that left leg through. Hand squeezes or elbow squeezes into the hip. And then let's jump back, loaded beast. Left foot steps to the outside of the left hand, cactus left arm. Right leg kicks through. Step back, loaded beast. High plank, inhale, your vinyasa of choice. Breathe in and breathe out. Right leg rises, inhale. Bend the right knee, open up the hip, wild thing. Now with or without the help of the right hand, right foot steps to the top of the mat, slowly as possible. Kick your left leg through. And then let's just step it back. So right arm reaches forward, and then left arm reaches forward. Bend the elbows, hands touch the back of the head. Exhale, Skandasana. And we hold, so Skandasana to the back of the mat, left leg is bent. Maybe the arms reach up, try to pull your left heel down. You should feel that in your back and your shoulders for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale and exhale, warrior 2 to the top of the mat. Reverse your warrior, cow face, hands try to clasp at your upper back. You can also do it actively without actually holding the hands. Let's hold for 3. And then release Trikonasana, straighten your right leg. And let's open. And breathing in, reverse triangle. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step back, high plank, your vinyasa. Inhale and downward facing dog. And exhale, let it go. Left leg rises. Bend the left knee, open up the hip, wild thing. With or without the help of the left hand, left foot steps to the top left corner of the mat. And then let's kick the right leg through. Step the right foot back, both arms reach forward. Keep your chest super low. Bring the hands to the back of the head and then Skandasana on the right leg. Maybe reach the arms up. Good. Breathing in and out. Warrior 2 to the top of the mat. Bend your left knee. Reverse warrior, maybe both elbows bent. And let's hold the hands at the upper back. If you feel like you're yanking and pulling, like I kind of am on this side, maybe it's better to not clasp the hands and try to just really squeeze the hands towards each other using your strength. Slowly release, straighten the left leg, Trikonasana, reach through left fingertips, and let's open. As you breathe in, reverse triangle. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, your vinyasa. We meet in downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. You can either stay here in down dog, or let's take one sun salutation. Come high on the toes. Bend the knees, look forward, step or float. Active squat. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. Optional crow pose before jumping back. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Jump back, your Vinyasa. We meet in downward facing dog. Once again, inhale. Exhale. Right leg rises. Bring your right knee to your left elbow. Wild thing open. From wild thing, right foot steps to the top of the mat. Kick your left leg through. Step back, both arms reach forward. Bend the elbows, hands to the back of the head, Skandasana. Inhale and exhale, warrior 2. Reverse warrior, just normal arms. Exhale, cartwheel the hands all the way down to the mat. Step back, high plank, your Vinyasa. Left leg rises. Left knee, right elbow. Wild thing open. Left foot steps to the top left corner of the mat. Kick your right leg through. Step it back. Both arms reach forward. Exhale, hands to the back of the head, Skandasana. Inhale and exhale, warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Maybe Vinyasa, maybe you skip one. We meet in down dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. Let's walk the hands all the way back to the feet. Slide the hands underneath the feet. Toes are connected to the wrist creases for 5. Breathing in, halfway lift. Bend the knees, ape or deep squat. One time, let's reach the arms forward, backs of the hands together, knees squeeze the shoulders. Inhale, externally rotate, stand up tall. Exhale, come back to your squat. Halfway lift, inhale. Walk the hands forward into high plank. Now we're going to skip the wild thing. We're going to go back to our sequence. Bend the knees, loaded beast. So knees are hovering off the mat. Now instead of stepping the right foot forward and then kicking the left leg through, we're going to try to do it in one jump. So we look forward, and then you're going to jump the right foot on the outside of the right hand, kick the left leg through. That's it. Left foot steps back, we're back in our flow, reach the arms forward. Exhale, Skandasana, back of the mat. Now let's reach the arms up. Hands come off the mat. We've done this in 1 or 2 maybe of my videos before. It's really fun, it's really tricky, so maybe look for this first one. Think of hovering tabletop. So you can even bring your left knee down, and then the hands come in front of the left knee. So they're quite far away from the mat. Now we're going to push into the hands, hover that left leg off the mat, and then the tricky part is trying to hover your right leg, keeping it straight. Now bend the right knee, right leg kicks through to the left, ground your left heel, left hand lifts off the mat, and then place it back down behind you. Right leg kicks up. Okay, rebend the right knee, lift your left hand, come onto your left toes, plant the left hand, kick the right leg out to the right. 2 more times, bend, come into this little crab variation, and then back to the funky side kick. 1 more time, back to funky side kick. Drop your right foot, push back into your hand, Skandasana. Whew. Inhale and exhale, warrior two. Reverse warrior, breathe in. Half moon, breathe out. The wobbles are real. For 5. And from here, slowly stand up tall, left knee into the chest, hands to the heart space. For dancer's pose, left hand holds the inside of the left foot, right arm reaches up. And then from there, warrior 3. Kick through the left heel, reach the arms forward, and then bring the fingertips down to the mat, standing splits. If you have the energy for a few handstand hops, you can take them. Try to keep your legs in an L shape. I think I'm gonna stay right here today. We hold for 3, 2, and 1. Step or jump back, your Vinyasa. Deep breath in and out. Come high on the toes, bend the knees, separate the knees. Knees are hovering, loaded beast. And then we jump the left foot to the outside of the left hand, kick the right leg through. Good. Step the right foot back. Both arms reach forward. Bend the elbows, not the knees. Hands to the back of the head, Skandasana to the right. Reach the arms up. Bring your hands in front of you. Bring your right knee down. Make sure your right knee and your right foot are in one line. Right hand is in front of the right knee. Floating table, left leg kicks out to the left. And then bend your left knee. Right hand lifts off the mat. Pivot into little crab. Come back to funky kick through. Little crab. Funky side kick. Little crab. Funky side kick. Drop your left foot. Push off your hands, Skandasana. Inhale and exhale, warrior 2, facing the top of the mat. Reverse warrior, inhale. Half moon. Exhale. And then let's bend the knee. Bend your left knee a little bit just to protect the knee. Slowly stand up, right knee into the chest. For dancer, right knee drops. Right hand holds the inside of your right foot. Left arm reaches out. Let's start to gently kick, keeping your balance. Try to silence your mind, deepen your breath. Stay laser focused. And then warrior 3, changing the point of focus, looking down, kicking through the right heel. And then fingertips come down to the mat, standing splits or handstand hops. For 5. And then slowly step or jump back, your Vinyasa. Good job, we made it. Let's bring both knees down to the mat, child's pose. We're gonna make our way back to our floating table, just with one last little animal move stretch. So floating table, remember the knees are a little closer or even much closer than you would normally have them. And let's lift the knees to a hover. Now let's see if we can lift that right foot and left hand at the same time. And then we're going to pivot, so lifting that left heel. Pivot, drop the left heel, left hand is behind your left shoulder. So little crab.
Bring your right elbow in front of your belly and then push into the heels, lift the hips. Once you can't lift anymore, then rotate your chest to the left. Right arm reaches over the right ear, keeping that right elbow bent, as if your right hand is trying to touch your left hand, and look down towards the left hand. Now first pull that right arm up, gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, slowly drop the hips. Right hand goes on the floor behind you. Lift your right foot and left hand at the same time. Pivot back to floating table. Good job. Left foot, right hand lift. Slowly pivot. Left elbow bends in front of the belly. Push into the heels, lift. Rotate to the right. Left hand reaches down. Good. Left elbow pulls back. Gaze up at your left hand. Slowly release. Left hand goes on the floor behind you. Lift your right hand and left foot at the same time. Under switch the left leg. Come back to floating table. Drop the knees, tabletop. And let's sit back on the heels. You can walk your knees forward. Cross the shins, come into a seat. And please let me know after this video if you enjoy the more animal flow side of movements. I definitely do, but I know that it's not everyone's cup of tea, so I would really love to hear from you. All right, enough talking. Let's separate the legs wide. Take a deep breath in, lengthen your spine. Really think of engaging navel in, drawing shoulders back and down. And then we're just going to create some circles with the help of the hands. So bending one elbow at a time, reaching the chest forward so you're never going too deep, and then straightening the spine. 3 in each direction. And breathing out as you circle forward. Breathing in as you lift, and let's switch directions. All right, let's look forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, walk your way forward. Now we're going to squeeze the thighs as much as possible and think of pushing the backs of the knees down. So you're lifting the kneecaps, pushing the legs down, and squeezing the glutes. Let's go for 5. Squeeze as hard as you can. 4, squeeze the glutes. 3, 2, 1, release everything. Relax for 5, 4, 3, 2, squeeze everything for 5, 4, squeeze harder. 3, 2, 1, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 last time. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, squeeze harder. 2, 1, release. Notice if you have a little bit more space all of a sudden. Let's hold for another 3 breaths. And then walk your way back up. Bring the knees together, 1 vertebra at a time. Come all the way down to your back. Bridge or wheel pose. Take your time to set it up. I'm gonna take a big wheel because I think it'll feel good for the front of the hips. But if it's too much for you right now, just stay in bridge. No judgment. Whenever you're ready, you can rise. And just explore the shape. Play around with some movement, with some rocks back and forth, with lifting the heels, lowering the heels. Maybe you're lifting one leg up and then the other. Maybe you're looking up towards the sky or between your hands. So many parameters to play with. And when you're ready, slowly and safely come all the way back down to the mat. Constructive rest, feet are wide apart, knees together, and you can knock the knees side to side. And we'll end with a supine twist. Both knees go over to the right. Left arm reaches out to the left. And then let's come back through center. Both knees go over to the left. Right arm reaches out to the right. Come back through center. Knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe lift forehead to the knees. And then let it all go. Savasana. Let's take one last deep breath in together. And exhale through the mouth. Let it go. Notice how you're feeling. Notice if you can feel every cell of your body buzzing with energy. And just appreciate this Savasana for what it is. It's never going to be the same from one time to the other. So try to stay present for it. Try to stay mindful. You can stay in your Savasana for as long as you have the time for today. Thank you so much for practicing with me. As always, I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you again on the mat very soon. Have a wonderful day.